Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by the one, the only Carson Loftin from the Cars Tour of Nelson Motorsports, and he might run a mod every now and then. How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing good. Big kickoff weekend. Good run for you guys at Southern National. Why don't you just take me through your weekend this past Saturday?
Well, we didn't get a lot of track time because it rained all day Friday, and I got a new crew chief this year, so definitely interesting with 1 hour of practice working with him, and I feel like we had a really good car in practice. Didn't get the mock up. We put on tires, and they threw the red flag, so I didn't get the mock up. Qualified 17th, and just went to the front. Ended up on the front row with 10 to go, and fell back to fifth because the top's just so hard there at a low grip racetrack with a lot of banking. But just can't say enough about those Nelson Motorsports guys. They've prepared me a really good car, and it showed with limited practice there. Just super thankful for Mr. Nelson, Town Bank, Castrol, Blue Ridge Color Company, Black Siren Auto, and Toyota for coming on board this weekend. Can't do without them.
Absolutely. So heading into, this season, I know obviously you're back with the same team, obviously a new crew chief. I know you've dived into a lot of different things this year from going from a mod to a late model stock to whatever. What's it like jumping from car to car, potentially almost every weekend?
Well, my family comes from just modifieds, and that's all I had grew up racing is modifieds. And then when I got the opportunity to drive for Barry, I couldn't turn it down because it's just a top organization. And it's been a learning curve for me last year. It took me half the year to figure out how to qualify late model stock, and then kind of started to get results towards the end of the year. But I feel like as a race car driver, as long as you stay in a race car, it's all that matters. Seat time's everything, and I'm just super thankful for the opportunities I've been given this year, and I'm just looking forward to kicking off the rest of the year.
I know you're only 17 years old, and I know that you've gotten to do a lot of big things in your career. Can you believe that you've been able to do the things that you've been able to do, and you're just so young?
No, I mean, I was telling somebody the other day in 2024, I won five out of the first seven Smart Tour races. And I was just dreaming of going cars tour racing because that's where it was. And that's where everybody was looking at people. And I feel like modifieds get a little overlooked. And for some reason, I don't know what Barry Nelson saw in me, but he saw something in me and gave me an opportunity. And here we are. So just super blessed.
I mean, that Smart Mod Tour is getting some looks too. I mean, Luke Baldwin's going to be running a handful of truck races, and obviously Ryan Newman being down there too. So, but anyway, I know that speaking of a mod, I know that's where you're going to be running this. You're going to be running one of those things this weekend. How excited are you to get back in one of those things?
Oh, I'm really excited. We built a partnership with Shady Grady Racing at the end of last year, and we won two races, got DQ'd out of the first one, but qualified on three poles. I think that car is just so fast. I'm really looking forward to getting back to working with them, and working with Grady Jeffries Jr. is so much fun because we bounce ideas off each other. It's just a lot of fun, man, and I'm looking forward to working with them and hopefully ending up in victory lane next weekend.
So, how'd you get into racing, Carson?
So I'm a third generation driver. My grandpa started racing when he was probably 20 years old at Bowman Gray stadiums. All he raced is just Bowman Gray. Then my dad started racing the Bowman Gray and kind of ventured out to the Smart Tour at the time, and then he ended up winning the NASCAR Wheel and Southern Modified Tour Championship in 2008, and that's the year I was born. And just he quit racing after my mother died, and he got back in it. I want to say 8 or 7 years ago, and then it kind of sparked the bug right in me to want to race. And thankful for the opportunities I've been given. I made my first tour type modified start in 2022, and I've been here ever since.
Absolutely. So heading into, this year, I know this is a big year for you in 2026 on the late model stock side, the modified side, and it could potentially lead to opportunities down the road. What are you most looking forward to this year?
I feel like this is kind of a contract year for me in a way. I feel like it's either all or now or all or nothing. I mean, I feel like I don't know how many more years I'll be able to do this late model stock deal because it's just Barry's putting a lot into me this year. So I feel like I got to get him results. He's a top notch team, and we didn't win a race last year. It was my rookie year, obviously, and I can't believe he brought me back for another year. I'm super thankful for that. So I feel like we got to contend for a championship and hopefully win a lot of races along the way.
Okay. So you're 17 years old. I know you got a lot on your plate outside of racing. School is a big thing too. How do you manage that?
That's a good question. So I went homeschool to my junior year. I'm a senior now, and I loved it my junior year. I've always wanted to go homeschooled for some reason, or not homeschooled, online. But this year I've kind of had a little bit regrets. Senior year, a lot of stuff happens, but I wouldn't have it any other way. I'd rather race cars and chase my dream.
Yeah. So in terms of like, I know the Cars Tour is going to be off for a little bit. I know obviously there's some pretty big exciting things coming up there. Of course, Nashville Fairgrounds in a couple months. But these next couple tracks that the Cars Tour's got, what are you most looking forward to about them?
Well, it's hard to not look forward to Nashville. Nashville's just one of a kind. I've never been to Nashville in my life, so I'm looking
Sure.
forward to just experiencing the city and everything else along with it. But Wake County's before that. It's a little boring. I'm looking forward to that. I feel like I ran really good there last year, so I'm looking forward to build off of that and hopefully contend for a win there.
What's your favorite racetrack?
So my favorite racetrack is one that's not on my schedule this year, Motor Mile. I've only ridden there one time, but man, is that place sick! It's one of a kind.
Absolutely. So how many you're going to run the full Cars Tour late model stock season? How many other what else have you got planned in 2026, Carson?
So we're gonna run the full late model stock tour on the Cars tour with Nelson Motorsports, and I'm running Triple Crown 2, which is Sobo, Langley, and Martinsville. And then we might run some weekly shows along the way, just kind of give me more seat time in a late model. And then I got 8 modified races, 6 Smart Tour races, and then 2 open shows at Caraway.
Okay, that's quite a bit. I know
Yeah,
busy schedule is always. I know your racers always, they want to do one thing and they want to race. But how do you
right.
manage but everyone can only take so much. How do you like handle the ups and downs, of racing and, the not trying to get too overwhelmed when it's always go, go, go.
I feel like I get more overwhelmed when I'm not racing over the winter. But something I struggled with last year was I was very results based, and my confidence took a toll. Not running well with the late model stock stuff, and my old crew chief Matthew Eshelman really helped me get over that, and build my confidence back. And then winning a couple modified races towards the end of the year built my confidence back, and I feel like I'm as high as I've ever been in confidence wise going into this year, and hopefully we can continue to build off of that and build off the momentum we've carried into last year.
Absolutely. Um, and of course, I'll end it on this. We got Wake County coming up. Um, what do you think about that place, and how exciting is it to go there? And what do you think about heading there? I know we're a little ways away. We're only a couple weeks away, but it'll be here before you know it. But what do you think your chances are there?
I like to think I've got a really good chance. I mean, we had really good speed at Southern National. Every time I've worked with Kyle last year, we were fast, and we were fast here. So I'm looking forward to working with my crew chief Kyle Hood at Wake County, and hopefully I contend for a win.
Awesome. Okay, let's get to know you, Carson, since this is your first time on here. Um, What is what's your best racing moment in, from last year, your career? Is there like a one big moment that you can think of?
Yeah, so I feel like I'll just go off my favorite win. I won my first Smart Tour race at Florence, and the following week we had a race at Caraway. And my dad's childhood best friend that actually drove modifieds, Zach Brewer, had passed away the day after I won my first Smart Tour race, and I ended up winning for him and his wife Kim and his daughter Avery. And it was just really cool, man. It was really an emotional win for all of us because we had probably, I don't know, 60 people in our pits. Just they were all friends of Zach's and ours, and it was just really emotional win for him.
Yeah. What's your favorite food?
Steak, got to go high protein there.
Absolutely. What's your go-to place for food? Now, this is just regardless in general.
I would probably say Texas Roadhouse. You can't go wrong with a good steak from Texas Roadhouse.
Absolutely. Okay. Favorite all-time movie?
Days of Thunder. You probably get that one a lot on this show. Days of
Days
Thunder is
of
just so
Thunder and
good.
Talladega Nights are the two common ones whenever I talk to racers.
Right.
Um, so okay. Is if you have ever time, is there a show that you're binge watching or no?
Not really. But there is one that I do watch when it comes out is Outer Banks. It's about the only show I do watch though.
Absolutely. All right. And what's an interesting fact people may not know about you, Carson?
I don't know, man. I feel like, when you ask me that question, I'm a pretty boring person the more I think about it. But I don't know. I guess I used to play basketball. I played travel basketball up till I was 12 years old. Never
I
drove
know
a
that.
race car until I was 12. I just quit basketball altogether and just kind of went all in on the racing thing.
Well, yeah, it worked out pretty well. So,
So far.
all right. Well, Carson, thanks for spending some time with us. Congrats on the good run at Southern National, and best of luck the next coming weekends in Ahmad, and best of luck at Wake County.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me on.